Warp Pipe Wednesday.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Warp Pipe Wednesday. I'm Russ Lyman.
I'm NES Addict.
And this is the shorter format show of our podcast. Our podcast is every Saturday at 7 a.m. The weekly Warp Pipe. This is a little shorter format. And we're going to be talking about weird things you did in school.
Yeah.
Jay sent me a few posts that we've seen, and I was like, yeah, I remember doing that. So possibly we'll jog your memory. You'll go in the Warp Pipe back with us, back to maybe middle school, maybe high school. I'm sure different people did them at different times because I was like, I did a few of these in high school still, so carried over.
That's right. That's right. I feel like this whole idea kind of kicked off with Russ. Russ had sent me an idea the other day for the podcast about pencil fighting.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because, yeah, and I hadn't thought about that, but like, that's only something I did when I was a kid, like on the school bus to pass the time, or like recess. Or
I don't have a pencil to demonstrate, but essentially, you would hold your pencil in your hand like this, while the other person came by and kind of pulled their pencil back and flicked it, like that until they broke it. Like you go back and forth with turns. You hold it, they'd flick it, and vice versa until the pencil broke, and then that was the champion.
I was never good at that. Were you, Russ?
I had some, some good hits on it, but it's like you're playing this teeter-totter where you're pulling back because you want a really strong hit, but if you pull back too much, you're going to break your own pencil.
Right. Yeah. So you had to like really judge the balance, like how much pressure you were putting on it when you were attacking.
Right.
Now, did you guys ever do the trick where you pull the eraser out and bite the edge of the pencil?
Right. I was going to say legal moves
to make like a blade.
You get the sharpen the edge. You're filing it up. Or I'm gonna cut this pencil in half.
Right. It's almost like a little axe.
Right. So, and of course the teachers hated this because then we're breaking our pencils, and it's like we still got to do schoolwork. And then you come back, you're gonna have to borrow a pencil from the teacher or whatever.
I can remember parents getting mad because you could buy pencils at school. They had like this little cart you could buy stuff,
Oh,
pencils,
okay.
Erasers. And I remember parents being like, we're not going to send you any more money to buy pencils if you're just going to use them to break in pencil fighting.
I wonder if they have anything similar in school today. It's like that was the troubles back then. Pencils, 5-cent pencils being broken.
Yeah. Nope. Nowadays it's like cell phones and who's Snapchatting who,
Right. Simpler times with pencil fighting on the playground.
That's right.
And I don't know if anyone had stakes. Obviously, you're mostly using the number 2 yellow pencils, right? But maybe you had a nice Super Mario pencil or maybe pencil.
That'd be bad to lose.
Right. Would you put it on the line?
I don't know. Maybe if it had like some reinforced plastic on it, you might be more considerate of, like, did you ever get those pencils that had like decorations and you end up peeling them off and it's just like a plain pencil underneath?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they had like, it was almost like the same stuff that you put like on like Easter eggs, like the little slips you could put around them, and when they heat up, they kind of form to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to have pencils that had that, and they were like better because they were like reconstructed.
It made, for some reason, when you mentioned that, it made me think of the pencils, not mechanical pencils, but it was the pencil that had like, it was like a little white piece with lead, and the pencil itself was clear. Okay. And you would pop it out and then put it into the top of it
to push the next one down.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. I haven't thought about those in forever. That's wild.
I don't know if they sell those anymore. I would totally get those. I use those a lot. Those are fun.
Yeah, they were fun. I'm pretty sure my daughter has one somewhere.
Like everything, it almost made me think like we have to do a full topic on all the clear things in like the 90s, like computer, cell phones.
Oh yeah, right on the list.
Clear pencil. I was like, okay, I want to see the lead inside of it.
Yeah, I need to see the mechanics of this pencil. All right, so what else we got besides pencil fighting?
So this one, you guys, I'll bring up some photos if you guys are watching here on YouTube. But we didn't know really the name of it. I guess it's just called a paper fortune teller.
Oh yeah,
these guys here, like a little origami thing, right?
Yeah,
it almost looks like it could be like a plant, like a piranha plant, because you put your fingers in it and you can open it up. And so you would write colors on the top
in numbers,
and then something on the inside, like a saying or
it could be
something
like
that.
I remember girls used to do it and like put like different boys' names, or
Okay.
or you know, if it was a boy, they could do a girl's name, and he'd be like, all right, pick your number or color. It'd be like yellow, YELLOW, and then all right, now pick a number 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you would pull it up, and it would be like Russ underneath it, like, oh, you're gonna marry Russ, you know, that kind of thing. Did you ever do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I said absolutely. It was like definitely that, or had answers in it, like maybe it'll say marry, like who you're gonna marry.
Right.
I don't know. So, I mean, you can literally write anything.
Or sometimes it would be like, you're gonna be homeless, or you're gonna be like a millionaire. You know,
okay.
You're gonna work at a grocery store, or you know, you're gonna win the lottery. You know, it's like
you're gonna come into some money.
Yeah, different things like that.
But yeah, it looks like, I mean, you use all different colored papers, and I honestly can't remember how you fold it. It looks like they have some instructions here on how you break it down.
Oh, I know. They always used to write hobo on one. You're gonna be a hobo.
You're gonna be a hobo. harsh words in the school grounds.
That's right.
But yeah, definitely. And you know, you would alternate. So like whatever color you were saying, you'd open it this way and then open it like sideways. So you're psh, psh, psh,
yep.
psh, psh, psh. And then
you're gonna be a hobo with a bunch of broken pencils, loser.
Yep. So that was a fun one. And then something else to pass the time was drawing this freaking S.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to demonstrate. But basically you start out with like 6 lines.
Okay.
So it's like 3 lines for those of you looking, like that. And then you just kind of connect them all. So it kind of is like this. And then that one goes that way. Hang on a second. That goes. Did I mess this up already? I might have. But anyway, I think I messed it up. It looks like that. You know what? I did better on the last one. Hang on. Let's show you. That's the one I did prior.
That's when you did. Okay. And here's a bunch that I pulled up on Google here. But you're making 3 lines and then 3 lines under it and connecting it here. And it makes this wild looking S.
Now, when I was a kid, I remember girls used to always do this, and then they would do this at the end. And they would put bubble letters on it.
Okay.
And they would make it say smile.
Oh, okay.
That's I don't know why I remember that, but it's Kristen. No, it was who was it? It was Kim Armstrong. Kim Armstrong.
Shout out to Kim Armstrong.
And I used to make that smile face thing. Anyway.
Yeah, it was something interesting. It was all over, you know, notebooks. You're decorating your notebook. You would make that. I would also make the cubes, you know,
you
like the square and then an offset square and then connect them.
Yep. That's so funny. You know what else I used to draw, Russ?
What's that?
Yin yangs.
Good old yin yangs.
We know Russ loves his yin yangs with his pogs.
Yeah, if you guys listen to the pog episode. Certainly fun to pass the time. Yeah, that definitely covered some notebooks of mine, and couldn't really find the origin of it. It does. Let's see if I go here. Let's see. People were asking about this. I read some good stuff in here. I recently Googled the S and discovered that although everyone loves it, no one knows its origins. Various Reddits and notice boards are full of really nostalgic people without a clue. It seems the S has appeared throughout all of North America, South America, Europe, Russia, Asia, and Australia. Some people think it's a 90s thing. Other people report it as early as the 1960s. There were theories that it's a symbol of some 80s hair metal bands. And other people thought it was the original emblem for the clothing brand Stussy.
Or Suzuki vehicles.
Oh, right.
I feel like I heard that one too.
An incarnation of the Superman logo. No one was sure.
No one knows where it came from.
Yeah. So pretty interesting. If you guys drew the S, let us know.
Yeah. So the other thing that I remember is this very specific way to like fold your love note. So you would fold it like with like a triangle at the top, and then you'd fold the bottom part in half, and then you could wrap it, and the triangle would become like this little hook. Mm-hmm. And like you'd usually draw like a little arrow to it and write pull, you know, and maybe you'd be like for your eyes only.
Or maybe put the person's name J.
Yeah, to J, you know, from Haley or whatever. That's my wife, by the way. Not my girlfriend from third grade. No way. And then, so then you like open it up and it would be like, I like you. Do you like me? Check yes or no. And there would be like 2 boxes, and if you checked yes and fold it back up, send it to them, and they're like, oh, he likes me. And then your boyfriend and girlfriend, and the only thing you really do is like awkwardly look at each other from across the playground. And maybe for Christmas, you might get like a Ninja Turtle cup full of Hershey's Kisses, like this girl named Erica gave me back when I was in 3rd grade.
Wow, nice. But yeah, I mean, obviously there was no cell phones back then, so you couldn't text each other. So our form of communication was notes. And I wish I brought it with me had I known we were doing this podcast. I still have a shoebox full of notes from my girlfriends in high school.
Were they folded like that?
Yes.
Did they have check yes or no?
I don't know if
you guys had evolved past that at that point.
Yeah, it was basically, if you had your girlfriend or whatever and she wasn't in your same class, in between periods, we would pass in the hall. So then we exchange our notes, go to class, and then read whatever we had to say, write a new one, and then exchange again. And we would have our conversation throughout the day.
There you go.
Or maybe, try to make plans, essentially. What are you doing after school? Thinking of going here, yada, yada, yada. Check yes. Go to the movies.
Yeah.
I remember all sorts of ways to fold it up. I remember them folding it almost like a tiny triangle football too.
Yeah.
So you can almost like whip it, throw it, or
whip it real good.
Whip it, bop it. Didn't you fold one? Could you show them? Didn't you just
yeah. So I folded one earlier. I kind of rushed on it, but like let's see. So like it would look kind of like this, and then like right here, you would see like the little piece that you would pull to open it, and then there you go, and bam, you got your love letter.
You got your love letter.
Yeah. Whereas this is last week's podcast list.
And if you guys haven't listened to that already, be sure to go to theweeklywarpipe.com and find your latest episode.
That's right.
Love notes. Yeah. I don't know if I'll eventually get rid of all the love notes.
No,
now,
dude.
If the wife's listening in, she knows I kept them all. If I
She's
want to go back and read them,
we need to burn these love notes.
We need to burn these.
I don't care what little Susie said when she was in 3rd grade. These are gone.
So good.
Oh, you mentioned paper footballs. That was another thing we did in school.
That's true. I mean, if it wasn't the note, you were just making the paper football, and you would, make your little goalpost, and Jay would be on the desk next to me. Put the football.
For those of you who are challenged, you give them the wide one.
Oh yeah, depends how narrow you want the goalpost.
But what's funny? My wife's siblings, when I went to Thanksgiving a couple of years ago, like all the younger people like myself, 41 years old. No, it was like me and like a bunch of 20-year-olds sitting around this one table, and like to pass the time while we're waiting on the food to get served, we played paper football. It was so much fun.
Nice.
Because like what you do is like you get like a table that's pretty long, and then you thump it, and the idea is you want to hang the football off the table, okay? But you don't want it to fall off.
Yeah.
And it can't, but it's got to like hang off just a little bit, and that's how you score a touchdown. So then you score the touchdown, you set up the kick, and they hold the field goal.
Then you go for the field goal.
Then you go for the field goal, and that's how it works. That's so fun. It really is fun.
Nice.
Was there any other things we brought up?
You brought up the hand game where you would put out your hands like this, and you would put yours over mine,
or like that, yeah.
And then you.
Oh yeah, like the hand slap.
Yeah, the hand slapping game essentially. So I'm not sure what the origins of that, playing that in the school.
The other one I was thinking of is like, you usually saw girls playing this because boys weren't coordinated enough. But like 2 girls would put one, they're like their left hand or the right hand together. So like the other girl's hand would be like this, and you'd be like, I just remember this one song was like Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, and then it was like this whole clapping thing.
Yeah.
I used to see girls doing it on the school bus, and I was like, how do girls just know how to do that?
And I think they might even carried it over to like jump roping too.
Yeah, I never learned that. Like it's like just common knowledge for females, I guess. You're born with this already pre-ingrained in your brain. You know how to do it.
Could be.
I
got one more that I thought of. in the school grounds. So I don't know when this came to be. I definitely know it was like middle school for me. So this was probably 94, 95. And it was like when you said something, I guess that was like stupid or like they didn't like the kids, then they can call no fives on you.
What?
And then essentially they can whack like the back of your neck or like rip it like that or something like that. It was like, what? No fives. Like, everyone get there. It's like, and I remember like some of them hit me and like I'm in tears, like crying. And I'm like, I gotta watch what I say in the school ground. I'm gonna get like essentially beat up for saying dumb stuff.
I've never heard of no fives. That's weird.
I don't know if it's a East Coast thing over here, Connecticut. If anyone knows, yeah,
I'm on
they're
the
like,
East Coast too.
Let me get my no fives.
That's so dumb. You could literally say it to anything just to bash somebody in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Man, I was such a corny kid too. I'd have probably got destroyed. Thank God I live in South Carolina, not Connecticut.
There's so much nicer there.
One thing I did remember, and this probably wouldn't fly in the politically correct 2023 that we live in now, but they called it the Indian sunburn, and they would just basically get your arm and take their two hands and just rub it till your hair like all singed together, and they like burn the hair on your arm. You know?
Yeah. You'd have to see how long you could stand it. I guess so. This way you're on the ground and you're like, yeah,
Indian sunburn.
I could withstand that.
This is how we pass the time on the way to the school bus. I'm gonna hurt you the whole way there with no fives and Indian sunburns,
right?
And pencil fighting. Oh man, growing up was weird.
It was. I will add, if we're doing like school stuff, I'd like to add that I got a in high school what is it? Not a law, a rule. I guess a rule based around me. So a
rule based around Russ, the Russ rule.
The Russ rule. So I was going to school and I was like, hey, I was wearing boxer briefs and I'm like, they got all these cool designs on them, right? Mm-hmm. No one sees them ever. What if I wore my boxers over my pants?
Ooh.
I mean, I had boxers on regularly, then I put my pants on, then I put another pair of boxers over.
Totally crossed out.
So I'm walking around school like that. And I got like asked by the principal or something like that to remove my boxers.
Oh,
that's sexual assault right there. Probably
that's grounds for a lawsuit.
So we had
to take my pants off.
We had a petition that all the students ended up signing to let me do it, and they had put in the new like rule book stated that no underwear can be worn as outerwear at the school.
Wow, Russ started his own thing. What a rebel.
That was a rebel.
Rebel without a cause. Underwear over his pants.
That's it.
What a trendsetter.
So pretty fun. Let us know if you guys have any other school like things you guys used to do in the playground there. It'd be interesting to know. I said like different states have different things because Jay never heard of no fives.
It was like the Wild West out there. Anything goes.
Absolutely. Guys, if you want to check us out on the web, it's theweeklywarpipe.com. And you could actually call us. We have a phone number. It's 949-682-9277. You guys can leave us a message or even text, and we can play that message on the podcast here. So that'd be pretty sweet. And then check us out every Saturday, 7 a.m. is our full podcast, Weekly Warp Pipe. And then every Wednesday is Warp Pipe Wednesday, our shorter format episodes here. You could follow me at Russ Lyman. And Jay, where are you at?
Just hit me up on TikTok, watch my old YouTube videos, and see me here every week with Russ.
Yeah, NES Addict. You can check them there. Sweet. All right, guys. As always, I'm Russ Lyman. Keep your world fun bit by bit.
Where's your hall pass?